Welcome to this series where we are taking a look at the 1.8 update for Empyrion Galactic Survival, which was released in June 2022. So far, we've been exploring the 4 starter moons, which are around the system called Crown. And what I want to do in this part is deploy our new CV and go to Omicron, but I'm also considering possibly 2 stops on the way just to do a bit more tidying up. What you can see now is I've taken away the top level of the base simply because what I want to be able to do is, if I come in here, I've now got the MCRN Pioneer 2, and this is the CB I've decided to go with for various reasons. The first one is it's one of my favorite starter CVs if you can get the resources. It's by Jeff Randall. It's very well laid out and it's got some very nice Jeff Randall features to it. I think also it opens up the fact that if I go, well, I'll spawn in the ship and then I'll show you the capabilities. We should be able to drop it. The reason I've taken apart the top level of the base is I'm hoping that I can drop in the ship here. Now, because there's no power, I think if we can get close enough, I don't want it to drop right down on top of me. But I think if we can turn the power on, yeah, what you can do is the ship will then drop down to the ground, so don't worry about raising it up in space. And what I'll do before we do anything, well, we'll put some power in it so that we can actually see what's going on. Because I'm going to be stripping the supply bunker down for resources. In fact, well, I won't put too much power in for the moment. Fuel, I think we're putting 91 of those. Turn the power on, turn the thrusters off. And I'll just give you a quick tour of the ship. And you can see here to begin with, it's got a very nice big hangar deck. I must admit, I do like my big hangar decks that can take multiple ships. I find that if you get a ship with a very small hangar deck, it's just very irritating, especially if you've got an SV or an HV that doesn't fit exactly. And if I just give you an overall view of the devices, we've got a pretty big ammo box which can be used as a backup store of 24,000. We've also got I think it's 320. No, this is 240,000, and I think the other one is 300. They're both 240,000. Now the maximum container controller you can have is 320,000. We've just used my usual title, got instructor in, and then what shall we call this? Actually, I think we're going to call this building supplies, like that. Cargo box 1. Now these are standard cargo boxes of 16,000, but to be honest, they're more than adequate enough for most things. We'll call this trade items. We'll call this one general supplies. Now this is quite an old ship, but it's generally pretty good in its own way. Actually, we'll call this loot. Give us a general loot box to put stuff into. Now you can see it's got 2 constructors. It's got an advanced constructor and a small constructor. For a starter capital vessel, this is the type of profile that I would like. And I think what we'll do is we'll put you on constructor in and out. So basically this would be the constructor work one. The small constructor, I think what we'll do is we'll put you on loot items as well, like that. Going down, we've got a range of thrusters. There's a couple of odd thrusters down the bottom here, so which will probably need to be added to the group. It's type U. Yeah, there is the odd kind of bit that needs to be tidied up with this ship. Got medical devices, which can get added to, I think it is medical devices, medic. So just tidy this up a little bit. You can use auto group, but one thing I will say is that be a bit careful of using auto group on a ship like this that you've rendered in, because sometimes if it's got switches, which Jeff Randall seems to like, it can actually mess up bits and pieces. I think we can just add this to equipment. I don't like kind of bits and pieces hanging around in the ungroup section. And we can see we've got 2 food processors, which is a little bit over the top, 2 fridges, we've got a fair amount of tier 2 fuel tanks, generator, carrier, LCD. We've got a fairly full range of medic, which I'll show you later on. Even got a couple of passenger seats. And more importantly, we've got the warp drive. We've got turrets, which is we've got 5 turrets on here. What I do want to do is just take these off predators. Now, one of the nice things I like about Jeff Randall ships is that when he's building them, he tends to leave lots and lots of options for expansion. And he includes these LCDs, which give you an idea of how your expansion route is. You can see it says armor repair, which is here, which is the repair station. There's repair console, repair bay, which he's put a space here for the repair console, and of course we got the bay is down here. And then on top of that, you've got the engineering area, which is the shield generator and offline protection. While offline protection is not necessary when you're playing single player. Anyway, I'll just show the other bits as we go through. And we've only got the one corridor up this side, and then we come through here. And then we've got a whole med bay here. We've got a facility here for storing meds and armor. And quite unusually, the bed is up there, tucked out the way. And so we've got a full range of med supplies here. We've got a shower, which I need to use because I've got radiation. And what we've got here is a down hatch out, which is a feature I do like at the front of the ship, close to the cockpit. And of course, it's on a sensor. We've got our drive position in the usual front forward position. We've got a couple of switches here. We've got thruster power, turn on and off thrusters. We've got heavy lift mode here as well. And I'm not sure if this ship's got it yet. If you look up here, you'll see there's a hatch here, which gives you quick exit to space. When you're in space, obviously you can't, well, you could jump up, jetpack up here, but then of course we've got a nice generous farm area here. It contains 27 plots, which we're going to be planting up. Then we've got this general up to the roof where we've got a nice big hangar outlet. And of course, one thing I do like about this ship is that we've got 3 turrets on the top with nice overlapping fields of fire, plus 2 turrets on the side, which can give down fire should things get a little bit exciting if you're flying over something. So this setup does actually give you a very wide-ranging capability with respect to being able to defend yourself. But bear in mind that this is a relatively light defense. Anyway, that's a quick tour of the ship. And what I need to do now is a little bit of a chore. You can see this comes down to this level. What I'm going to do now is we're going to load the ship up because we're going to say goodbye to our base here. First things first, I'm going to pick up be a bit embarrassing to leave the sort of shape behind. The thrusters off. Because we've now got our own capital vessel, the first thing we're going to need to do is find our fridge. Actually, let me just name the fridges as well while we're at it. Fridge 1, cool. Usual name I use, food meds. Come into here. Pick out all the meds, spare food. Be really nice to get this all sorted out and organized. Got that. I like to leave these energy bars in the raw food section because they can then be used to make the. So put this in. I'll just explain once I've done this. Raw food. And then we'll put the water in first. Cheese is technically a food, but it's also a constituent of other crops, so it pays to keep it in the. So if I put that in there, just go to food and meds. Now, of course, we're going to need to. I didn't connect it up to the fridges, so we need a food processor. Access raw foods and meds, and well, we'll connect both of them up. It doesn't really make that much difference. So we're raw food and meds. If you come across to here now, you see that things like the emergency rations needs fruit juices, energy bars, and salami. That's the reason why I put energy bars into as a raw food. That also applies to some of the meds now. We're going to need more alien thorn. I think I've got some alien thorn. I picked up some, but we're going to go there. So we've now got this set up, and now comes the next kind of bit of a chore. Constructor in. We're going to connect to the supply bunker, and we're just going to bring everything up. Probably don't need. I don't like carrying cement. We'll just shove everything in here. And don't need the gold coins, stone dust, wood logs. Yep. So we'll just go through, pick this up. I'd like to stop off in space and get some more ice blocks on the way through. Cobalt alloy, cobalt substrate. Gold ingots we can put in. Put those in. Auto miners can go and trade goods. And I think that covers everything. Put this in general supplies. Building supplies. Oops. That can go in general supplies as well. These can go in trade items. That clears out the primary. Of course, we for food. Oh, that's where the alien thorns went. I knew I had some. Can go in there. I think what we will do is be easier just to plant up everything. So I'm just going to go up and put some plants in, get the farm underway. I mean, we've got 27 plots, so we might as well use them. We've got the lights above, so this is where it can get a little bit tedious. Put you there. Probably could do with a few more different sprouts, actually. But I've only got one grain. Put the honey, alien honey over there. This will give us vegetables. I think we'll have 2 sets of vegetable. Put this in the fridge while we're... Actually, that would give us 6 vegetables, which would be quite a good start. So we put these here. Give us a little vegetable corner like that. Mushrooms is useful for medication. One thing we haven't got is we've got some fruit which we can use, and then we got some plant protein. We put the mushrooms next to the thingy. Put some puffing sprouts there. I need some more plants. Aloe vera as well. Thought I had more plants than this, but it's okay. Just tuck you back here. So that gets our farm up and running. We're going to need some fiber plants, so we're probably going to need to reserve a whole patch for fiber plants as well. But that's got us started anyway. And we're just get back to... Yeah, I seem to have got out of range of the base, which is a little bit annoying, but probably because I've gone to the front of the ship. Let's get back to here. Fly bunker. Which is done. Output primary. Oh, lost that. Oh, we got a whole load of ammo. But I'm going to put everything in here for the moment, ammo-wise. All this lot can go in trade items. I'll sort them out later on. Building supplies. In here. Can go in there. Work through. So we are going to be taking this base apart. General supplies. Got an armor locker, so actually we'll shove all this in general supplies. I'll be doing the whole video. Out stuff. This can go in general supplies as well. You over repair station. We're certainly going to haul out the, and then we got trade items. Probably don't need that. It's worthless anyway. PDA. I think we'll put those in general supplies. General supplies, shove that in there, that in there, that in there. We'll sort them out later on. And that can go into building supplies. And that kind of covers everything in the base. What I want to do now is we're going to go down in our hole. There's a few things I would like to pull out of here as a complete components, and then we can strip out what's left. First thing I want is the repair bay. So retrieve the repair bay. Take these as well, because there's always a good use to have those. Really need the food processor. We've got 2 of them already. We will take the med station. Not a big fan of the clone chamber anymore, but so we'll scrap that. We will retrieve the small constructor and the advanced constructor. Don't really need these. Out the generators, the fuel tank. I've already looted out some of the stuff in here. These are really easy to make, so probably don't need the fridge. It's not that advanced. Take out the ventilator. I've already stripped the solar panels off the roof. Take that. The blast doors I would like to keep. Now, salvage you. A nice large O2 tank here, which we're going to keep the O2 station. And we'll just salvage out what's left here. Take the wireless connector. And that's about it for this funny little base. Take the switches as well. And we're up it. Somebody did post a comment saying that I was using a tier 1 multi-tool when I should be using a tier 2. And that was a very astute observation, actually. I just got so used to using the same multi-tool I didn't bother to check. And that kind of wipes out this base. What we got over here is concrete blocks. And to be honest, I don't really think concrete blocks are really worth the effort. So we've now got our ship. Only got one more thing to do. Go into the ammo. 478 ammunition for the moment. We'll put that there in the primary position. And we'll just put the multi-tool stuff next to it like that. So we've got 428 normal ammunition. I think that's probably enough to be going on with. And we might as well now get ready for our... Oh, the other thing done is the pentaxid. Be quite embarrassing to... In fact, what we'll do is we'll get our first production run going. Right, we've got 217. I think we can start with making about 100 of those. 50 will do. And it is 100 because you get 2 pentaxid, or you used to, unless they've changed the formula. Now going to on the thrusters, on the oxygen, because we go up into space. We've got no oxygen. So, general supplies. Wow. Okay, we're gonna have to make some more oxygen. Although strictly speaking, we were okay there. So here we are. We are out in space. Well, leveled off. Let me just press Alt. Just the distance like that. What I'm doing is using the middle mouse button to move this backwards and forwards. And if you press page up, page down, you can adjust the view height behind as well. I like to see a little bit of the rear of a CV, simply because it just makes it easier when landing. Right, so what we're going to do now is get up into space. Look at that ascent speed compared to what we had with the Silver Shade. Now, what I want to do is, the first thing we're going to do is go into the asteroid belt. As some of you pointed out, that there is an option for to be able to take down that crash ship. Just turn off the inertia drive. So here we are. We're in the asteroid, the system. Now I want to do 2 things here. We want to check out and see if we can take apart the destroyed transport, because some of you have posted comments saying that you can destroy the core. And the other thing also is I would like to mine in some more water. So just get, I think it's an asteroid, ice asteroid just about there. So get in. Get in a little bit below. We're kind of run up against it and crash the ship against the ice there. What I will need to do is Gonna pick up the EVA boost, put it on. Got the armor locker here somewhere. It should be on this area here, or was it? No. Maybe it's back here. Actually, while we're here, the building supplies. You get, and then yeah, on the EA boost. Now there is a. This is where Jeff Randall's. And then we can just hook to building supplies, in to it. I'm not going to mine out a vast amount because I'm aware that this is a little bit boring. But this is the advantage with the top hatch. But what you can do is, I mean, I didn't strictly need to put the EVA boost on, but sometimes when I'm doing this I forget that I haven't got it on, and then I kind of wander outside and freeze myself to death. So I kind of tend to put the EVA boost on when I'm in space so that I don't forget when I go wandering about, like in a minute when we go to the Asteroid. But what I want to do is just pick up enough ice to be going on with so that I can regenerate some more oxygen. Then I've just put all of it in the CV. But of course, the easiest way to mine asteroids is to actually have a ship with mining drills on the front of it. Go on, it means we won't have to mess about with the water generator. So I just put this in here. That, I think that would be more than enough at the moment. Look. Yeah, we got 700. What we'll do is just general supplies. Where's the what we got some steel plates, so I think we'll knock out about 30 of those back into the thrusters back on. Turn the oxygen on because I forgot to switch it on. We're gonna go and check out the destroyed. Hello? What are you firing at? Oh, they're firing at... Wait, cut it out. I think they were firing at the creatures that are inside the destroyed station. Now, I'll be completely upfront. I've got absolutely no idea where the core is here. So, wow, didn't realise how out of orientation we were. Back off a bit. Okay, we seem to have got hooked on the destroyed station. Of course, if you want to do manoeuvring, if you press Alt, what you can do is just control the ship like this. Just line up about there. I'm going to press Alt to get back to where you were before. Right. I don't know, it sounds like the Okie Finokis are still in there. We need some food. Meds. That up. I think we're okay for oxygen. Now, I'll be honest, I've got absolutely no idea. Cargo loading and ATM access, fuel. See, no idea. Where would the core be? Let's just have a look. Because I would have thought this would actually have a. There's the core. Right, I'm assuming that there's going to be a hint of what the new passport is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Shotgun. Oh, I hate these little guys. Always scuttling around. Because they're on steroids, because they're... Where are you, buddy? Far enough, are you? Where are you? Obnoxious little tyke. Right, let's just destroy the core. And we can have a little bit of a loot fest. Let's talk into the structure in. Now, I could I mean, ideally, it'd be nice actually if I cored this, I could actually get that teleporter out. So I think what we are going to do is we're actually going to core this so that I can pull out some nice stuff. Actually, right, we're just going to core you. Ah, stop it! Because these. Oh, I've just remembered something else as well. If we come to here, when I went out and got all the resources to complete this CV, I got a bit carried away, and we've actually got enough to actually build the MCRN MX5, so we're going to pick that up. And what I'm going to do is go to building supplies. Now, I'm not going to loot out everything here, but I do want that teleporter. Because I'll be honest, I've never really used teleporters that much, but I think the teller machine could be quite useful to have an ATM on your base. And then I think what to do now is flip to there. Yeah, we can put an ATM on in our ship. I don't know if you can actually put one of these on a ship. I've never tried, but we'll give it a go. Salvage. Salvage that. Don't really want the steel blocks. There's a back. Get rid of these windows so I can fly through them. Like that. Right up here. Lights. What I would like is these heavy windows. We can use those to actually upgrade the CV. Steel blocks. Take the armored doors as well. They're always pretty useful. I think no, actually we'll take the gravity generator. Salvage you. Got some. that's quite nice. Got some tier 2 fuel tanks here. I'm gonna retrieve these in case we need to expand the capacity of the ship. There's a salvage that one. So we kind of do a mixture of kind of cover and salvage. Anything else? Steel plates, what's this? These are just, I don't know, they're armoured, so they give us some titanium plates. Just occurred to me that if I was going to teleport to Omicron, it's a bit late now. I've taken the ship apart. I mean, this is... antennas on the top. Not seeing any thrusters or anything. That's understandable. I don't want to load the ship down too much junk. Okay. What we got here? Got a repair station, haven't we? Gonna retrieve that. And I think that is about it, guys. The rest of it is pretty basic stuff which we could, not exactly like we're short of resources. Yeah, guys are annoying me a little bit. Where are you? Is there a lower floor here? Don't want that. Nope. Okay. Right, I think that's it. So I'm gonna get back to our ship. We can hop in here. I mean, I think that's also a very good example of why I like Jeff Randall's ship with the hatch on the top here. Just makes life so much easier. Just gonna put the thrusters on. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head for Ningus. I don't want Masprom. Probably got to get out the asteroid belt. Find out. I want to go to Ningus just to check out the convoy at Skillion. As it goes without saying, that's what we'll do is get up speed, and we're just going to head for Ningus, and I'll see you once we get there. So here we are. We're just coming up on Ningus. On the way through, we're just going to stop off on the Havoc rescue module. I just want to check something. So here we are, and here. As it goes without saying that it's I want to check here because I can't remember actually taking the what we call it out of there. Taking damage. I think while we're here, I just want to make a couple of small changes. Because I think we've got the capability, because the med station is here, but one thing I do like is we come into here, building supplies, med station, where's the ATM, and also an O2 station. And what I'd like to do, we've got a bit of space up here. Put the med station there, just make sure we can get past it. Yep. The O2 station. You just think it's what's probably in the way here is the railings. So we'll just knock that out. Oops. Right. Actually, what I could do is get rid of this railing here. I think this relates. Somebody actually asked a question. They said they were trying to build their own ship, and they had a problem with half blocks. And this is probably a good example that the important thing to remember is that when you're working with ships, that and placing half blocks. And it's important to remember that even half blocks, or even the tiniest blocks, still take up a full square as related to where things are going. I mean, there is a way that you can actually do something with walkways, is you can turn them round. It won't let me put the ATM. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe the ATMs can only be put on bases, not mobile ships. Oh well, that's okay. I'll just show you what you can do with walkways. Is although it can be a little bit tricky. What you can do is you got a walkway, angled one. So you got a walkway there, but if you do that, as a player, you can still walk through here like that. But what it means is this block is free. So again, if you wanted to change this like that, you can put the railing back in again, and it doesn't line up exactly because of course now technically the railing is in this block, not this block, but it means that we can have the O2 station there. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing with the thing. Let me just do it. Another nice thing you can do now is just, you've got everything scattered around, you can tidy everything up like that. What do is take off, and we're gonna head for the convoy if I can find it. I just dock the ship alongside here. We've now got light snow, thank goodness. Actually, let me just check the weapons. What are you guys firing at? Probably used up all my ammunition actually. Let me just take a look. Ammo, yep. Okay, structure in. Oh, and of course we haven't done the unlock. Capital vessel. Of course we can't make the ammunition until we've... Isn't this fun? Whoops, don't want that. F4. Ammunition. Right, we can now make the ammunition. Right, we've got the ammo box connected. Oops. Do that. And what we'll do is we're 700, make about 30 of those. Got the EVA suit on. What a couple of you posted comments about was the fact that you can excavate underneath the... I still haven't completed this mission. At the moment we've still only got, I think it's 15 out of... It's the Tales of Tash. Well, I'm still think we've got 15 out of 16 here. I think it's this one, though. We've still got something missing there. Anyway, get distracted. 4 is in there, and what people have said is that you can actually dig underneath. like that. Don't work. Just like that. Where's the fuel cells? Here they are, that's what I'm looking for. We're certainly going to take 1,000 to fuel cell. Take the fuel cells. And what we got here, these are tier 2s. Again, I'm a little bit, I like my tier 2. So we're going to take it. Actually, we'll scrap them, I think. Let's work. If there's anything else in here. Alien plates. Let's see if there's anything really good in here as well. Do a quick undermine. And this is quite an easy loot anyway, so oops, that one's not. Sometimes it won't let you take the block, pick up the blocks. We undermine. Just get a quick pick up like that. It's almost like coming back to where we started, so won't let me pick up that. Okay, some of these blocks are, I think it's because they're dropping down inside of the that small generator. Don't really need it. Just keep undermining, dropping underneath it. It might. There it is. Oops. Pick up the debris. Pick up the debris. Anything else here? A collapse? Okay, I'll do it. Got you, got you, and that's it. We've looted down the. Oh. We'll leave the chair there for anyone who wants to stay and visit in the future. And let's get back into the our nice capital vessel. I must admit, I do like the look of Jeff Randall's work. It is exceptional. I mean, I'd love to be able to create ships like him, but I don't have the patience for the detail, as if I'm completely honest. So we might as well shove that in there. Structure, put everything in the right place, and that's about it. Our ammo controller, yeah, so got that round now. We got there. I just want to check the what we call it, the settings for the turrets again. I don't want you attacking bases unless I tell you to. You're really defense against drones and stuff like that, so that should make things a little bit better. Now what the heck are you firing at? It's almost like they're attacking the obelisks. Whoops. Getting fried. Teach me to stand next to the heat collapse. Better drink some water, I suppose. Okay, we've cooled off a bit. Just we've now got it. Let's check the CPU. Yeah, the CPU is good. It's still got 40,000 left to do a little bit of tinkering as well. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it, because our next step will be to go to Omicron, which will be interesting. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.